Sometimes I think I have been walking these roads my whole life, but then it's not just me, it's everyone before me too. The same turns, the same fields, the same grey skies hanging low over the estuary. Mostyn is small, quiet, easy to miss if you were only passing through, but to me it feels endless. This module began with questions, but somewhere along the way it became about listening. Listening to the land, listening to the memory, listening to the strange ache of belonging somewhere so deeply that it starts to feel stitched into your body. I began researching my family history with my mum, Jill. Names became places, places became stories, stories became routes I still walk now. I realised that generations of my family had lived within just a few miles of where I stand today, and suddenly the landscape felt crowded. Not physically, but emotionally, as though the paths remembered people long after they had gone. I started thinking about inheritance differently, not as objects passed down, but habits, ways of walking, ways of staying, ways of returning. I thought about my tide, how he taught me where to cross the road when I was little, how even now, without thinking, my body still follows those instructions. As if memory can live inside movement. Walking stopped feeling like exercise. It became ritual, a repetition that grounds me, a way of ordering the noise in my head, a conversation between myself, the landscape, and the people I carry with me. Every day I walk the same roads, but they are never really the same. The light changes, the weather changes, I change. Sometimes the landscape feels soft and familiar, sometimes it feels heavy with longing, but it always feels alive. Throughout this module, my paintings began changing too. I stopped trying to paint places exactly as they are. Instead, I tried to paint what they feel like. Memory is not neat. Belonging is not linear. So the work became layered, fragmented, map-like. Gold roads running through coloured fields like emotional pathways. Not maps for navigation, but maps for remembering. Eventually, the paintings moved onto my body. I painted my face with the shapes and roots of Mostyn because I realised this place does not just exist around me, it exists within me. The work stopped being only about landscape and became about embodiment, about carrying home on your skin, about the body becoming archive. Throughout this process, I kept filming. Small moments, walking, fields moving in the wind, roads, trees, clouds, fragments of old footage from the village. I became interested in the quietness of documentation, how recording something can become its own form of care. There is something comforting about knowing a place closely, knowing where the light hits first in the morning, knowing which paths flood in winter, knowing where mushrooms appear every year without fail. That kind of familiarity changes you, especially in a world that moves so quickly. This module taught me that practice does not always need to shout. Sometimes it can whisper. Sometimes research looks like archives and theory, and sometimes it looks like walking the same road again and again until you begin to understand why you keep returning. I think that is what this work has really been about. Not just landscape, but attachment, ritual, memory. The ways people leave traces of themselves behind, and the ways places hold us together, even when everything else feels uncertain. Mostyn has become more than the subject of my work. It has become the framework through which I understand myself. And maybe that is why I keep walking. Not to arrive anywhere new, but to remain connected to something older, quieter, and somewhere that will always wait for me.